are growing louder across the continent. Ditanshu Kashyap's report for TD India.
And for more, let's cross to Thomas Sparrow, correspondent with our partner DW in Berlin. Good evening from India, Thomas. Give us a sense of what the situation is like in Europe and how people are dealing with the heat.
People are feeling extremely hot because these temperatures that may be usual, may be common in other parts of the world are not necessarily that common right here in Europe, right here in Germany. Germany is getting close to that 40°C mark, which is very unusual. However, as we've heard from several climate experts, from several authorities in that department as well, this is the new normal. That is something that UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres actually stressed, also calling for more ambitious climate action specifically to help mitigate the effects of these extreme weather patterns. Now, here in Europe, that not only means that citizens are preparing for these extreme temperatures by, for example, staying at home or working from home, but also hospitals are on high alert to help those who may be affected by the heat waves, and other authorities are obviously on high alert because of potential wildfires. In fact, several parts of the continent have also experienced their first wildfires of the season, including, by the way, here in Germany. So that is also an element which is a matter of concern for many in the continent.
Now, authorities are also discussing ways to mitigate the effects of heat waves, especially in cities which get unbearably hot due to dense development, concrete, a lack of greenery and rising temperatures as well. What are some of the solutions being discussed?
And solutions are actually needed because Europe, or the broader European region, has been described by the World Health Organization as the fastest warming region in the world. And the WHO actually stressed that around 175,000 people die every year in the European region because of extreme heat. So that essentially explains why cities, why countries are discussing ways to mitigate the effects at an immediate level, for example, with warnings for the general population, but also at the medium to long term with urban planning, with green and blue ways, so waterways, for example, or more trees in the cities, less concrete. In other words, all sorts of planning that can go into account, considering that, as we heard before, this is the new normal here in Europe. These heat waves, which previously happened rarely, are now not only becoming more frequent, but are also becoming more intense. Hence the need for this action from cities and from countries as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Thomas Sparrow, for joining us from Berlin and getting us the latest. Moving on. A powerful bomb cyclone is wreaking havoc across Australia's east coast, bringing heavy